The Indianapolis Colts playoff hopes are officially over after losing 31-13 against the Denver Broncos. They got a major problem on their hands, and it's not Anthony Richardson, it's Shane Steichen in my opinion, because Shane Steichen seems to be one of those coaches that's a really good play caller. He's a really good coordinator, but he just isn't cut out to be a successful head coach at the NFL level. And if Shane Steichen isn't a good head coach, that also means that he isn't going to be the right guy to help develop what is probably the biggest project in NFL history. Because Anthony Richardson today, look, after they went up 10-0, he did not look like he deserved to be starting anymore. I mean, he's airmailing passes. He has no touch at all. And that just goes to show you that benching quarterbacks and trying to develop them doesn't always work out all the time. Everybody has this assumption that every quarterback can be developed. No, some quarterbacks just are not made to be QBs at this level. Anthony Richardson, when you watch him play, he just doesn't look natural at the quarterback position because he, for some reason, only knows how to throw 120-mile-per-hour fastballs. It's like Anthony Richardson, take a little bit of oomph off your passes. He can't do that. Every pass he throws has to break his damn wide receiver's arms or break their damn hands. And his interception, it's not like he's making completely bad decisions with the football. It's just that with him having no touch and him throwing every pass like it's a damn fastball, like he's throwing the opening pitch of a baseball game, of course he's going to throw a hell of interceptions because certain passes that he throws requires him to throw the football with a little bit of an arc on it so it can be put straight in the bread basket for the wide receiver to catch it. But instead of throwing it over the defenders, throwing it with a little bit of touch, a little bit of an arc, he just throws a straight bullet, and it makes it an easy path for the defenders to intercept. Anthony Richardson just is not a quarterback. To me, he should switch to tight end or play fullback. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful. I love Anthony Richardson. I thought that he would be able to develop under Shane Steichen, but we've seen a good enough sample size to know what Anthony Richardson is. Anthony Richardson got severely outplayed by Bo Nix. Bo Nix is only in his first season in the NFL, so why is he better than a guy who's in his second year? We should see more improvement out of Anthony Richardson than what we have seen these last couple of weeks, because when he first came off the bench, I thought he was making some improvements. But here we are again, Anthony Richardson, his inaccuracy, him just not being natural to the quarterback position, costing the Colts another game. And the reasoning for this is because you got a head coach that just isn't a good game manager. You know, if Shane Steichen was a better head coach, Anthony Richardson would be much better because he wouldn't be putting Anthony Richardson in situations where he could get exposed for his inability to throw the football. The main thing that Indianapolis was supposed to do was build an offense around Anthony Richardson's running ability. But when the Colts get down in the hole and they're forced to throw the football, lean on Anthony Richardson's passing ability, they get themselves in trouble. Anthony Richardson, at this stage of his career, should not be throwing more than 24 passes a game, because the more you ask him to throw, the more mistakes he's going to be prone to make. You have to somewhat protect Anthony Richardson. And the Jonathan Taylor mishap on the touchdown when he just pretty much threw it away, you get a big run. Why are you so focused on trying to celebrate? Why not just make sure that you cross the white line and then celebrate 3-4 seconds after? That's something that I've never thought I would ever see out of Jonathan Taylor, especially when I chose to start him for the first round of my fantasy football playoffs. And then the trick play early in the fourth quarter that got taken back for a fumble six. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a pick six, a fumble six, a scoop and score, but all I know was it was a stupid play to call. Because at that moment, with the game on the line, why are you digging into the playbook and running out trick plays? That's not what you need to be doing in that situation. You need to be leaning into the strength of your offense, which is running the football. You had a lot of success running the football early during the game, so why get away from it just because you're down? That's the only way that you're going to be able to get back into games, because leaning on Anthony Richardson to throw you back into a game is a losing recipe. You still, no matter how much you get down, have to lean into what got you there, which is running the football. Running the football, if Indianapolis would have did it more in the fourth quarter outside of doing these stupid trick plays and relying on Anthony Richardson to throw them back into the game, they probably would have had a closer result than what they did. At one point, you went in the halftime with the lead, and then all of a sudden in the second half, you got Shane Steichen dialing up these trick plays down 24-13, or that trick play resulted in you being down 24-13, and it just was a complete shit show. And Shane Steichen just doesn't have a good feel for the game. He just doesn't understand when to do certain things in certain situations. You should know early in the fourth quarter, with the game on the line, you being down several possessions, you shouldn't be dialing up trick plays. You should be leaning back into what is the best part of your offense, which is your ability to run the football with Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor. Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor every game should combine for at least 50 total carries. Jonathan Taylor should be getting 25 touches, and Anthony Richardson should be running the football 20 to 25 times. Even though he's a quarterback, his strength is running the football at this point. That's the only way you're going to move the ball efficiently with him, because he just doesn't know how to throw touch passes. I never thought that I would see a quarterback enter the league that would be more inaccurate than what Tim Tebow is. Anthony Richardson has the lowest completion percentage out of any starting quarterback in the last 10 years. That's pretty much what the Colts drafted. They drafted a two-move version of Tim Tebow. Shane Steichen, if he isn't going to be a good head coach, then this whole Anthony Richardson development, next Cam Newton, whole shebang that Colts fans keep on expecting is never going to materialize. Because if you got a head coach that can't even manage the game properly and better put his rookie quarterback or his young quarterback in a situation to succeed, then he's not a good head coach. He's only meant to be a good coordinator. Indianapolis Colts fans, you guys should be severely alarmed about Shane Steichen as your head coach. I probably would fire him after the season, and I probably would get rid of Anthony Richardson too. I just would go in a different direction altogether. I just would start over from scratch, because you're not going to go anywhere with a quarterback that just is this bad throwing the football. He can't even make the easy throws. You got a wide receiver open on a 5-yard curl, a 5-yard hitch, and Anthony Richardson is throwing them a 125-mile-per-hour fastball. That's just losing football. Shane Steichen, he has to be better when it comes to how he manages the game, especially late. Calling trick plays in the fourth quarter is an easy way to lose games. Nobody was really fooled by it neither. It seemed like Denver kind of knew it was coming. I don't know, maybe they saw it on film. Maybe they saw a key tell leading up to the game that was a key indicator what they were going to do with that trick play. But trick plays are supposed to catch your opponent off guard, and it seemed like Denver, they saw that one coming. It's like Sean Payton and Vance Joseph on the sideline before the fourth quarter started told them, hey, bro, look out for a trick play. They probably going to pull one off because they ain't having success doing much else, so look out for that. And it ends up getting it taken back for 6. Shane Steichen and Anthony Richardson, they both need to go, because Shane Steichen, he's not a good coach, and he's not going to be able to develop Anthony Richardson. And Anthony Richardson, he's not going to make things any better for Shane Steichen. You thought that going back from Joe Flacco to him would have turned the season around, and it somewhat did, but now with you pretty much needing to win every game to get back into the playoffs, Anthony Richardson, he's not the guy to be able to lead your franchise to that point. You were better off keeping Gardner Minshew. I never understood why Indianapolis took Anthony Richardson so high and expected him to be able to win games just throwing the football 30, 40 times, when that's not the way you can win with Anthony Richardson. You have to be running him a good amount in order for you to have success offensively, because that's the only thing that he is remotely good at that can help you have an efficient offense. And of course, Jonathan Taylor didn't make things any better, but Shane Steichen just has to be better as a head coach. The dude just has no situational awareness, and he's just a terrible game manager. Colts fans need to be hitting that panic alarm on Shane Steichen, because he's a really big problem. And with him being a problem, Anthony Richardson is a problem. Because when you have a head coach that can't develop the quarterback that you invested a top 5 pick into, you're not going to be able to win, because he's not going to be able to develop him.